Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else out there can get something out of it. You know, choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's whom you serve. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to deal with your consequences, good or bad. None of us get away from that. But you might have things that you deal with, issues you deal with for the rest of your life. But if you, come over to God's team with it, He can help you get through it. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. And love yourself. Because if you love yourself, if no one else loves you, if you love yourself, you'll be okay. And never give up on yourself. Never. If you lost everything you have, if you have yourself, you have everything. So you can always rebuild. And for those of you just tuning in, I focus out of three major religious texts, the Bible, the Quran, and I'm in an introductory Buddhist text called The Shape of Suffering. And it deals with dependent co-arising. Without no this, there's no that. Okay? So anyway, I'm back. I try to rotate the text twice a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how I'm led to meditate. But we're finally in the second chapter. We're in the rotation for The Shape of Suffering. So I don't usually read a whole lot of it. It just depends on, how intense each paragraph is. Okay, so we're in chapter 2, Abandon Food, Having Relied on Food. To understand an abstract teaching, it's often useful to focus on the analogies with which it is explained. This gives not only a concrete reference point to make the teachings intangible, but also an idea of the initial insight that led to the teaching to begin with. Abstractions come from concrete experience, and the analogies with which they are explained often provide a hint as to what those initial experiences were. This, in turn, gives an indication of how the teachings can be best understood where best applied. The point is especially important in understanding dependent co-arising. For over the centuries, the Buddhist tradition has changed the analogies and images with which this teaching is explained. We have already noted that medieval Indian Buddhists interpreted dependent co-arising as a circular wheel, distorting the complexity of the original teaching in many important ways. Another distortion has been the tendency first articulated